Hey there, humble friends. Welcome back to Humblewood, Yonderbound. We're back after a little bit of a week's hiatus, but that doesn't matter because we're going to jump right back into combat, and who needs to remember anything for that? I am Derek Sword. I'm your GM for this game, and I'm joined as always by these very lovely people who spend their time with me every-ish Sunday. And I am very lucky, and especially lucky because these wonderful people have dedicated their time to raising money for a great cause. The cause for this game in particular is Fauna and Flora International, in a preservation and ecological philanthropy based out of the UK that works all over the world to help protect biomes, the animals that live within them, and help ever encroaching human society to better compensate for and incorporate into the environments into which they encroach. So they do a lot of really good stuff out there in the world. They work in almost every biome you could possibly imagine with animals that you probably have never even heard of before, and I'm sure a lot that you have. We are actually really close to a goal for Fauna and Flora International. So if you have a couple extra bucks sitting around, you're not sure what to do with them, and you want to put them towards a great cause, maybe get a tax break, check out the Tiltify link that we have in chat as well as on all of our socials. It is, like I said, a great organization, and if we do hit our goal of, I literally was just looking at it, what was this, 250 pounds? Yes, 350 pounds. I'm sorry, we're at 230 pounds sterling right now. If we hit 350 pounds sterling, we will do a giveaway for a $20 Friday Tea gift card. Friday Tea being a wonderful organization based here in the Pacific Northwest that is nerd focused, queer led, and has like every kind of tea that you could possibly think of. Friday themselves being a fantastic shop owner with a unique gift to craft the perfect tea for the perfect person. Um, Highly recommend checking out the website, and if you're ever in the Pacific Northwest, check out the shop. Friday also is I'm going to say gifted with synesthesia, which is a really cool kind of I'm gonna it's not necessarily a disorder. It's a way that the brain translates information. So Friday essentially tastes sounds. So Friday could even craft a tea that tastes like your name, if that makes sense. Just kind of cool. Anyway, the last thing I'll say before I have the lovely people go around and say a little bit about themselves and their characters is that this is a Sword and Key game. You can find all of Sword and Key stuff, including our philanthropies, our socials, our podcasts, our affiliates if you're looking to get discounts, all that stuff in one neat, nice place at beacons.ai/sword and key. So please check that out. You can also join our Discord there. That said, let's go around and have these lovely people say something about themselves. So Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi everybody, I'm Shadow. I use she, her pronouns. And today I'm playing Clarence, who uses they, he pronouns and is a College of the Undead Road Bardlock.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Shadow. Next up we have Liz.
It gets me every time. Hi friends, I'm Liz. Today I will be playing Betty Brightpaw, who is a Storm Herald barbarian.
I'm not sure where that's going to come into use here. I mean, a storm barbarian.
Honestly, we were talking about it earlier, and I'm a little nervous. So we'll see what happens.
Well, a little nervous for a big otter. I think that'll be okay. Next up, we have Queon.
Hello, you beautiful people. I am Queon. I will be playing Soren Dryspell. He uses he, him pronouns. I use he, they pronouns. And he is also a very small, little, cute, adorable gecko guy. Circle of the Sand Druid. Not much sand out here, but we'll see what he can do.
I would argue there's a lot of sand. There's just a lot of water between you and it.
Thank you.
Hopefully you don't connect. Or maybe you want to. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you to live your life. Next up we have Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I go by she, they pronouns. And today, once again, I get to play Mochi. She goes by she, her pronouns. And she's this little raccoon who is also a high priestess who has never done anything wrong in her entire life. And it's not a cult, it's a religion. Thank you very much. We deserve tax breaks.
They got their tax deduction.
Exactly.
How's your mochi tattoo healing up?
Beautifully. A little itchy. But
Yeah.
I might not even need retouching. It's going so well.
Fantastic. I love to hear it. If you want to see pictures of an incredible mochi tattoo, definitely join our Discord. And last but absolutely not least, we have Christian.
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internets. I'm a TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space, and I am playing Argus Ironclaw, our Scofflaw fighter. I don't know how useful I'll be in this fight, but we'll see.
I have a feeling that you all are going to make this really embarrassing for me, but that's okay. That's the fun of like flipping through a book and going, wow, that's a really cool looking monster. I wonder how much damage I can do before they just like absolutely embarrass me. This is a Power Rangers episode, right? Like, this isn't the end of the campaign. I didn't plan it as such, but it's gonna be a little scary just for like a second before you all Megazord this shit. Okay. I believe we have a recap prepared by Queon. So Queon, the floor is yours. Please take it away.
Hello. Okay. So this is in the tune of Soren, so please bear with him. His memory is not the greatest. Okay. So hi, Sobe. I just would like to let you know that I made some really amazing friends. We're on our way back right now, and we're on a ship, and the ship is really big. Last I checked, I was having a conversation with the doctor, and he taught me all these things about medicine. I don't think he really knows what he's doing, but it's okay. Also, Soren and Mochi, Soren is me, I'm sorry. But Mochi lied to me about what medicine is supposed to be. So that's interesting, and that's fun. We'll talk about that later. My friend, they have a skull now, and the skull is kind of like their patron, I guess you would call it. Clarence talked to Argus about it, and Argus told them to have a conversation with Mochi about it because they're supposed to be best friends, but they're not talking, and now they are. But I guess everything's okay. Betty caught some amazing fish, and we got to do this like big meeting and had like a great feast. They're like a really good cook as well. But then Mochi was running around the ship and talking about finding some coin. I think they won. I hope they won. I don't think they lost. But yeah, last I checked, we're looking at 2 giant wake worms. I hope I get to make it home. Bye.
What a way to end a note. Okay, cool. So, with that, let's go ahead and let's set the stage here. So, I also have my layers messed up. There we go. Because I don't want to make the ship invisible. I was just trying to make it so you didn't have to click on it every time you were trying to click your own thing. So let's just do... Actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it part of the map layer. I think that will probably make it better. So, you all find yourselves aboard the Bedlam Rose, a ship that has, as such, been taking you pretty successfully to your destination. However, along the way, you have been beaten and battered by storms, and storms that have been, at least as far as you're aware, generated by the churning of many wakeworms, as it is their breeding season that was offset by the winter that extended into the Song Sea. So now the storms are heavier than ever, wakeworms seemingly just thrashing through the water, and as you all broke through this wall of fog in the storm that had otherwise settled down, perhaps even in the eye of the storm itself, you watched as a ship was wrapped about by this great serpentine body and pulled beneath the waves. And just as it did, your ship, coming to almost a doldrum stop, encountered two wakeworm heads that popped above the water, just seawater just dripping from their fangs as these multi-eyed beasts. They're almost like arachnids in the way that their eyes kind of like go down the sides of their heads, of these wide frilled, teeth-filled, tongues lolling, just sea dragons. And as they stare down your ship as their next prize, we are going to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Great.
No.
No is always an option. Pacifism is a great tactic. Crying is always a free action.
Crying is a free action.
Always is.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay. Well, you know, it could be worse.
Cutting?
Yes.
Question mark? Yeah.
Okay. So, Clarence, what did you get for your initiative?
16.
16. Very nice. Okay. Liz, what about for you?
19.
19. Very nice. All right. Queon, what about Soren?
You're muted.
He also got a 19. I thought I hit the button.
Okay. Between you and Betty, do you have a preference as to who goes first?
Betty can go first.
Okay. All right. Mochi?
A natural 20 for 22.
Very nice. And
Heck yeah.
for, there we go, for Argus.
Dirty 20 for me.
Heck yeah.
Wow. Dang.
We so fast.
Let's go.
I will say it's only because of my sentinel shield, because the other roll was a 4. That sentinel shield's pulling through.
Pretty impressive that the lowest is Clarence with a 16. That's pretty impressive. Okay.
I mean,
Great.
it's usually Clarence.
Yeah, but I mean the numbers are also usually a little bit lower than that. So that's mighty fine. Let's go ahead and
Already.
get out of our soft little Humblewood music and into some of the hard shit. So I don't remember what this one sounds like, but it's called Bring the Thunder. So let's see.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, let's see if Epidemic Sound is gonna do us here. I'm okay with that.
Oh,
All right.
sounds like battle music.
It is listed under combat. It's just sometimes the
Nice.
combat music is just like, bah! It just hits you right at the and it doesn't necessarily feel like nautical combat, but this one has sort of it's got a vibe to it. We can work with this. Okay, top of the order, Mochi. You have these two wake worms who are kind of arching out of the water a little bit, significant distance apart. Your ship just on like almost a collision course to the middle of them, where they seem to be wanting to flank as the natural movement of the natural momentum of the ship carries itself forward. What would you like to do?
At the end of last session, I said I was preparing a spell that I'm
Yes.
going to stand by, because I think other people can do much more damage than Mochi can.
Okay.
So she's starting with like a solid buff, so we're starting with Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
Which is a 30-foot range around me. I'm just gonna pick all of my friends and whoever from the crew is around as well. Because I get to choose any number of creatures within range. So hopefully they don't run away too hard. Each target has advantage on wisdom saves, death saves, and when I heal you, you gain the maximum number of hit points. When anybody heals you, by the way. Also, your potions will automatically maximize.
Fantastic. Okay.
And I'm going to assume my friends are going to be brave fools, and they're going to head forward. So I will also head forward. It'll be fine.
So to let you all know, it'll be the 5 of you. You will have Lorelei, which I'll probably put under command of Christian. So you'll have just an extra kind of side character, you can say, support, attack, anything like that. I can send you the stat block if you want to do any specifics of it. Otherwise, all of the sailors will be manning the sails, trying to keep the ship moving forward. A few of them will be grabbing spears, but they're not going to be doing damage in addition to what you're doing. They're mostly just going to be trying to keep the ship safe, keep themselves alive. The captain at the helm, you won't. It'll be you guys doing the majority of the damage. Is kind of what I'm saying. Okay.
Cabin folder. Yeah, I'm not gonna use a bonus action, so I'm done.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like that's it for Mochi's turn. Next up, we have Arcus.
I'm gonna. I mean, I can't really do much from here, so I'm just gonna hold my action rather, until they get closer or until we get closer.
Sure.
Because I'm not gonna throw a weapon.
I was honestly
Fair.
waiting for Argus to just be like, "Woo!" over the side of the boat, and we just see him like.
Just a,
If you've never seen an owl swim, please look it up. It's really both sad and adorable.
Yes. So I'm not gonna inch too close towards them. They're gonna come to us, I'm sure. So I will. I'll at least get to the an edge of the boat, because Christian's assuming they'll flank us on either side because they're creatures of predators. So that makes the most sense. I'm just gonna look like that right there, and we're just gonna hold our action. It's like waiting to swing. Because scary.
Next up, then we have Betty.
Yeah. We are also going to move forward. I am having the debate about whether or not I want Betty to jump into the water.
Ooh.
But I think we're also going to hold. I'm not going to rage yet, but we will get there, I'm sure. So, yeah, we're just going to move up and hold tight.
If it helps, we want Betty to jump into the water.
Maybe next time. She won't be able to move yet anyway, because I just used all of her movement to get up to the front of the ship, so...
Next up, we have Soren.
Beautiful. So our little Tilia dude is gonna kind of come here in the middle of everybody, hold up his staff, and kind of thrust it into the ship, and the water that is on the deck kind of bubbles up, and it kind of goes into everybody. I am casting Water Walk on everyone, just for the safety of if we get knocked off this ship.
For sure. Yeah. Great move. Okay. Okay. It is that it for Soren's turn?
That is all he will do.
It is the Wakeworm's turns.
Gross.
So let's see. Let's start with Wakeworm North here, which is going to essentially dive into the water, fully submerge itself. You'll see the frill on its back kind of poking out from time to time like the back fin of a shark. And it will come up just to the starboard point of the ship and kind of arc its head back over this yawning maw kind of coming down at all of you. It is going to use its rhyme breath. So that is a 30-foot cone of cold. I believe that is going to get Argus, Betty, and Mochi. I believe so. Let's see. That's... Yes. So we'll get all three of them. So Argus, Betty, and Mochi, I will need a... one there. Let's see. DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
I got 14 on the dot.
Perfect. So that's a success.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages on that.
Okay.
19 total.
Fantastic.
Advantages, whoops.
It's a 12 for me.
Okay. In that case, that is for those of you who succeeded, which sounds like everybody but Betty, you were only going to take 21 points of cold damage. Betty, you were going to take 42.
Only 21 points.
It's totally fine. It's great. It's so good. I'm sorry, did you say 41?
42.
42, even better.
42, yeah. The 21 was the halved.
Thank you.
So
You're not resistant to cold damage? I was hoping. hoping.
No, I'm so
hoping.
sorry. No.
The other wake worm is going to come about, let's see, right here. And also do a cone of cold, unfortunately getting Argus with both. So Argus will need another DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Decided to heal and not attack today.
That's another 14 straight.
Perfect. Okay. All right, and then it's also going to get, Clarence and Soren, so DC 14 from the two of you as well. And actually, that might even get Lorelei.
I'm gonna burn one of my advantages for this.
Okay.
There we
I
go.
think Lorelei's just outside.
It was wisdom. Wait, which?
It's Constitution.
Oh my
DC
gosh.
14 Constitution.
Okay, hold on. I'm also gonna burn an advantage.
I should have gone with Bless instead of Beacon of Hope.
That would have been nice.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's a 14.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got an 18.
18, perfect. So all of you just take 16 points of cold damage. Okay, that is it for the wake worms' turns. They are both kind of like slatheringly arcing their heads over top of the water here, breathing this cold breath out at you, where now there's like this frost, this rime that is all over the deck. It doesn't make it difficult terrain or anything like that. It's actually kind of like with the rain that's pelting down here, it's quickly kind of dissipating, but now the deck kind of has like this water that's sloshing back and forth on it. And again, you have these kind of wake worms that are now looking very hungrily at the prey that they have softened up just a little bit. So with that, Clarence, it is your turn.
Okay.
And actually, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Argus, you did prepare, and Betty prepared. I do want to do that first, since both of these did come within relatively melee range. If you would like to take your attacks, you absolutely may.
That is 19 to hit for me.
I believe a 19 hits. Yes, absolutely.
I guess I can reach. I wasn't. They're technically within 10 feet. This one is somehow technically within 10 feet of me. So.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. It's technically in the square that is.
Like reach over and just kind of be like,
Did we get both attacks or just one? I can't remember for holding.
You held your action, so you would get both.
Okay, cool. So that's 15 damage for the first hit.
Okay.
And then for the second, does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not.
Okay, then that's good to know.
I'm gonna burn another advantage because I don't want that nat 1 that I just rolled at all.
Fair.
I don't want it. It can go away. It didn't get any better. That was a 2. So that's where's my attacks? Because I have this written out. I really do. 9. That's I don't think that hits.
No, 9 does not hit. Your weapon kind of like bounces off the scales. You are kind of reaching a little bit. So there's just not the full barbarian momentum behind it. And the wake worms do have this like chitinous scaly plate all over them.
Beautiful.
Great. I'm so sorry, Clarence. Please take it away.
Okay, no, this is great. Okay. So Clarence just says to Cal, guess it's time to prove what this bond is worth. And is gonna activate as a bonus action their form of dread.
Okay.
So, um, this like liquid shadow just kind of starts radiating out of Clarence and kind of turns like the look of their fur into more feather like, and their eyes also start kind of resembling like rubies, like red gems.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are those bird mammals? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, bird mammal. We were just talking about that. It's so funny.
We were.
And
Do you get like little fangs and maybe antlers? Are you turning into a Volpertinger?
whoa, we gotta gain more levels in Warlock.
Okay, all right. You just get little horns. You can be a jackalope. Go from there.
So Clarence gains 7 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And then when I roll an attack on a creature, they'll have to make a save, or be frightened of me. So there's that. And then as my main action, Clarence is gonna reach out a paw and point at Betty and just kind of mumble like a line of a sea shanty as Clarence is spending a use of their bardic inspiration for their warding trick that they learned from spending time with Mochi. So that means that Betty gets... Nope, that's the wrong die. What? I just had the right die. Heck. What the heck happened? Okay. Betty gets 6 temporary hit points. And if any creature deals damage to Betty, they will have to make a wisdom saving throw or take radiant damage.
Okay. Very interesting. All right. Good to know. That's a very strong turn for little Bardlock.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, not yet. All right, that's fine. Then we are back to top of the order with Mochi.
Okay. Tell me if this plan is feasible.
Gladly.
I have thoughts and ideas. At the beginning of this season, I sent you a message saying that Mochi casts Invoke the Amaranthine every morning.
Yes.
I have diligently been marking down that spell slot I rolled for this morning.
Okay.
So, for the southmost wake worm, I would like to cast Polymorph on said wake worm.
Okay.
And before even knowing what it's going to roll for its saving throw, I would like to invoke the Amaranthine and make it roll a 2 for its saving throw.
Okay.
Did you see Derek's eyes get bigger when you said polymorph? Because I did.
I was really trying to have a poker face, but no, apparently that broke through. Okay. Yeah. Well, knowing I'm going to fail, what do you polymorph this wake worm into? Because it is a beast. It does not have any legendary saves. Stupidly of me. What do you polymorph this thing into?
Oh, I need something small that doesn't do water very well.
A mouse?
But I would also advise it has to do water a little bit, because if it takes any damage, such as drowning, it does hurt.
It's not quite drown. It needs to swim around for a little bit.
Yes.
Yuck.
My problem is mainly, like, we have the same problem with, like, lycanthropy, and do we have pet dogs in this world? If I turn it into an owl, do we get Argus II, or do we get like a non-sentient owl? I struggle a little bit with polymorph in a Humblewood world, basically.
I fully agree with you on that. There are fish. They have established that because there's something that the wake worm eats, and there's not fish people.
True. Okay. The ugly fish that we used, the ugly type of fish that we used to get into the cove last time, the big cove.
Oh yeah, you want to turn it into a tarpon?
Yeah.
Okay. We can turn it into a tarpon. Okay. I'm going to go
Thank you.
ahead.
Half. We're making it roll a 2.
I'm gonna shrink this sucker down.
And then I'm gonna yell, "Focus on the other one!" And then mark down the places
Okay.
filled.
Great. You've essentially shrunken down one of the wakeworms into a pretty benign, bad tasting, overly bony fish. And you have the other one that's kind of just like its head like turns to the side just a little bit as it looks confused as it watches the other one kind of like shrink and revert down.
And I just yell back, "Not so sexy now, huh?"
You don't know this wakeworm's proclivities, okay? Like, let's not.
This is true. That's not kink shame.
Yeah.
I have a bonus action left. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, I can healing word someone. I'm a cleric. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna healing word myself because ow, that hurt.
You know, I'm a cleric. That's why I am.
I'm gonna healing word myself, and because Beacon of Hope is still up, I automatically maximize it for 8 hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't usually play clerics, guys, okay?
I remember my
I'm new to
class.
this. I'm just a baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the whole deal. Wait a minute, hold on.
Not all clerics heal, to be
Not all
fair,
clerics
but
heal. Very fair. It's like forgetting your job title. Like, oh yeah, that's what I am. Whoops.
Somebody's breaking the law. Oh wait, I'm a police.
Oh, this is my circus, and these are my monkeys. Shit.
Ah, shit.
Damn it.
That's for the health insurance. All right, next up we have Argus. So you watch as the one closest to you, that you hammered just a little bit, has been shrunken down in the water into not super small, like, you know, kind of 6 foot long fish, but fish nonetheless. The other one still looming over the ship. What would you like to do? You're muted, bud.
How far would you say that the ship's like edge is to the water? Like how far is that?
Depending on where you are. So the middle deck, where the majority of you are, it's maybe 10-ish, maybe 12-ish feet from the surface of the water. When you like, that's the railing. The higher decks are maybe like 15 to 20 feet off the water.
Gotcha. And the shrunken down wake worm is like, you'd say like 25 feet then?
From where you are, the shrunken wake worm is in the water. Yeah, probably like, I'm gonna say probably the surface of the water, so just about 10 feet down.
Okay, all right. Do I try something totally insane here? Oh wait, hold on. I have to see, because does Misty Step, like if you're grappling somebody, does Misty Step allow you to take it with you? I don't think so.
I don't believe Misty Step does. Well, actually, I might be wrong.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking just in case. Teleport to space. No, okay, no, that wouldn't work. But I do want to grab this thing and bring it on board.
Do we though?
Well, I want to have
Pet. We can have a pet.
I
A
don't-
pet wake worm.
It
That
only
wasn't my
lasts an
plan.
hour.
It wasn't
The
my plan.
polymorph.
Yeah.
We could feed it and show it the inside, like the indoors, and it could live a better life inside. Just
Well,
like
I-
it's like a house
an
cat.
hour.
for an hour.
Yeah.
It's funny you say
Leave-
feed. It's funny you say
Just leave
feed
the
because
fish alone.
I was gonna-
If you drop it and it gets damaged, it's a worm again.
Yeah.
right. But if I grab it and then throw it in the other one's mouth, and then you
Oh.
release polymorph,
Does it take damage from breathing air
I don't think so.
as a
I
fish?
hope not.
Does it take damage if you grab it with your talons?
If
I
grab
mean,
it hard
so
enough.
There's so many
let
logistical
me
questions all of a
pull
sudden.
Morph here.
Gently lift the fish.
So the spell has no effect on a shape changer or a creature with 0 hit points. Transformation lasts for the duration, which is an hour, or until the target drops to 0 hit points or dies. The new form can be any beast whose
0
challenge
hit
rating
points.
is equal to or less than the target's. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast. It retains its alignment and personality. The target
it's still
assumes the
horny.
hit points of its new form. When it reverts to its normal form, the creature returns the number of hit points it had before it transformed. If it reverts as a result of dropping to 0 hit points, any excess damage carries over. As long as the excess damage doesn't reduce the creature's normal form to 0 hit points, it isn't knocked unconscious. The creature is limited to the actions it can perform as of its new form, can't cast spells or take other actions that requires hands or speech, and its gear melds into its form. So, with all of that, let me pull up a fish.
Hello, polymorph.
There it goes.
Which I'm not even sure they just have like fish. I think it's a quipper.
Might be.
It's probably pretty accurate. Okay. So it is a CR0. It has 1 hit point, an
Nice.
armor class of 13. It can only breathe underwater. So if it does, much as we were saying, if something begins to drown, that's taking damage. Like if it gets knocked to 0 hit points from drowning, it takes 0 hit points. If it can only breathe underwater and you take it onto the boat and it suffocates, that is dropping to 0 hit points.
Yeah. Gotcha.
A shame, because Mochi would like to pose with it for her Tinder profile.
She's posing with it as it's transforming back.
Yes.
It's just it's a very blurry photo of Mochi just going.
I'll just attack this one. Hey, since we're using, can I does that touch just banishment encounter? No, because it's a hammer. Fuck it. I'm just gonna use 4 charges of the Maul of Thrones command, and we're gonna cast banishment on this other wake one.
Okay. What is the CR?
The 16 charisma save.
16 charisma. They have a -4 to charisma, so I would have to
Damn,
roll
and it's
a
breeding
20.
season.
I was say somehow that surprises me being breeding season, but okay.
Oh, well, they're all -4. You know, in
They're all bad at it.
In
you
a,
know?
in a
Sea
sea
of
of fours,
twos,
you're just
everyone's
gonna
a
fuck
10,
another
you know what I mean?
4. Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
Yeah, that was an 8, so that is a 4. So, yeah, it definitely sounds like this wakeworm is banished. So in the blink of an eye, like with the sound of almost like the air being like sucked out of space, the wakeworm is transported to another plane of existence, a temporary pocket dimension. Along with like even like the water around it kind of leaves just for a second this bowl before the water kind of fills in the space. You all have a minute to also an hour for the other one to get up and get out of here. So what would you all like to do? In the we've done I think we've done this. Yeah, we did this with the oozes. So you will essentially have
10 rounds.
Is it 10? Yeah, 10 rounds
Yeah.
to kind of prepare, heal, do anything else you'd like to do.
Beautiful.
What do those 10 rounds look like? Let's go ahead and go around. So we'll kind of go down the line after Argus. So Soren, what do your 10 rounds look like? What are the things you would like to do in these 10 rounds?
Can I hold a spell?
Yeah, I mean you could know that like it's about to pop back up and hold a spell for when it pops back up. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna move about right here. Hey Betty, Argus, how y'all looking?
I'm looking a little deep frozen.
Uh-huh. Betty?
I believe bloodied is a thing again, right?
All right.
Betty's looking rough.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks rough.
As I see my friend struggling, Soren's gonna come up and like pat you on the back, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at the 2nd level.
Bless you. Half bless you.
And that is 18 points of healing.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Um, Betty, what would you like to do with your 10 turns?
It's so funny because I thought I was like, I really thought when I built this character, when you were like, we're going on the ocean, I thought I was prepared. And like everything that I have prepared for this character is just not it. It's not it at all. um, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold on to a rage, I guess. Like as soon as that thing comes back, Betty's just gonna get real mad.
Okay.
That's all I got. The nets that she has aren't gonna do anything because they're too big. So the creatures, I mean, not the nets. So
So, sounds like we're gonna rage right before it comes back. Unless you want to, like, literally hit yourself for 10 turns and take just, like, 1 point of damage every time to maintain it.
yeah, no, we'll just wait
Okay.
until it pops back in.
Okay.
Just slap our barbarian, you know.
Stay
All right,
focused.
everybody, take a
Stay in
turn.
the game.
Slap the barbarian.
My hand's getting sore. Can someone take a turn?
Let's see. Clarence, what would you like to do for your 10 turns?
Yeah. How do potions of healing work again?
Well, since you have Beacon of Hope, they're going to do
Nope.
max healing. They
I was
typically
wrong.
are.
I lied. I
Because-
dropped Beacon of Hope. I dropped
Oh, you
Beacon
dropped
of Hope
Beacon
to
of
cast
Hope. Okay.
Polymorph.
That's
I
right.
rolled
Okay.
for my own healing.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then they're going to do whatever healing they do plus your whatever bonuses. They typically take a bonus action to imbibe.
I bund him? Okay. Okay. Because I have 3 of those.
Also, nobody's saying anything about Clarence walking around with like fucking feathers and gem eyes and just looking super scary.
Yeah, I mean, technically that will slowly fade away while this waveworm is
Clarence's goth phase is it's just a phase.
Yeah.
Mochi isn't saying
It's,
shit.
Derek, we had quite literally bigger fish to fry. Okay.
Those fish are
Bigger.
gone, so now it's time to judge your friends.
exactly. It's fine. Okay, so Clarence is gonna drink their health potion. So they get 6 points back from that. You know, we're moving in the right direction here. And then Clarence is also gonna spend a level 2 spell slot for a level 2 false life
Okay.
on himself. To get 13 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And then okay, so the north one is the that one's the fish one. The north one is the one that's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Clarence is still maintaining concentration on the warding trick for Betty. So Betty still has those temporary hit points. Because that can last for up to 10 minutes. So yeah, I think Clarence is just gonna get ready. I think actually, you know what? What if I go up here? Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, Clarence will just move to a slightly higher vantage point.
Eldritch Blast is 120 feet. You're fine.
Yeah. Totally what we were planning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that'll be everything for right now for Clarence.
Okay. With that, Mochi, what would you like to do for your 10 turns?
Which one of my friends is still looking like they could use a little bit of healing?
I'm almost bloodied, I would say.
All right. Let's start with the cure wounds on Argus. For 10 points of healing. Mm. Yeah, we have time. I can do another one.
But I have a question about like the movement of the ship. Would the ship be moving forward anyway? So
Yeah, that's something I was thinking about as well, and I didn't want to do this while you all were doing your character stuff because if I move the ship, it leaves all your tokens behind.
right.
So,
Okay.
so my thought to that is that you've kind of like out of the fog cloud, a little bit of momentum carried you forward, but just for the sake of the battle map, we can say you're kind of in a doldrum right now.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
you'll move a little bit forward, which will kind of replace the banished wake worm, which will be a little bit behind you probably at this point, and you
Right.
all can kind of I'll move where it's likely going to be. You would be able to reason that out. The other one, which is turned into a tarpon but maintains its personality, is literally just a fish that's like headbutting the hull of the ship because it's still just as aggressive. So I'm going to say that one's keeping up.
I respect it. You know, I respect the dedication.
Yeah, so I'm going to
So-
say the wake worm probably ends up towards the aft of the ship, just about right there. So if y'all would like to replace yourselves, you absolutely may.
I'd like to do another 8 healing to Argus first.
Okay.
And then Mochi was gonna go up there, but now there's both a Wake Worm and Clarence. Oh god, no, Clarence is here. Clarence looks terrifying. Clarence.
Clarence doesn't look terrifying right now.
What in the undead hell is this? I will say, for flavor, Mochi's being very melodramatic about holding concentration on the tarpon. Like, nobody touch me! I cannot take damage or my spell will falter! And she's gonna, like, just be here somewhere.
Just like praying with
Please,
every muscle strained.
Yeah, full faith healer, tent revival. Yeah.
Can I give Mochi a bardic inspiration die? Because I feel like Clarence would spend a bardic inspiration just to help Mochi.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a D8.
I think so.
Thank you kindly. Scary but
Oh.
helpful.
Yeah, D8.
Scary but
Soren,
helpful, thank you.
Soren would also ask a question to everybody and to the captain of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to fight these, or are we trying to just get out of here?
Well, unless you all are looking to paddle, which I think would only further disturb the water beneath us and perhaps bring up more wake worms towards us, I think we should just hope to just keep nice and quiet and hope for a wind to come through.
Okay.
I'm going to go below deck, though, since we're just, sitting here and...
Who's driving the
seem to have
ship?
Well, no one, because there's no wind, so it's not being driven anywhere. It's just sort of stuck. It seems he's kind of like looking up at the sky and kind of like the swirling clouds. I think we're in what you might call an eye of the storm. So,
So we literally are stuck here. Okay.
for a little bit. You're one of those nature boys. Can you give us a little wind?
I could probably do that, but I can only do so much at one time.
Yes, that happens to me when I have beans. Anywho.
Do you need beans? I have beans in my bag if that'll help you.
Ooh, not right now. Not going below decks. That's dangerous territory.
Oh, okay.
Mochi, was there anything else for your turns?
No.
Okay.
No, I think
Argus,
the-
anything you
The melodrama is enough.
The drama is enough. Anything you and or Lorelai would like to do?
I can't do much, and I think Lorelai's. I don't know Lorelai's skill set like that,
Yeah, let me so you can have this. I will take a screenshot of what she can do, so that way you can have a better idea later.
Uh, he's Argus is like literally just waiting for it to reappear because he knows when it does, it's not going to be happy. It's going to be confused, probably unhappy. He doesn't know how these things think, so he's probably gonna be like, "Up there, they're mad at me. I'll be the target." So he's just waiting for it to pop up,
Fair enough.
holding his turn to bonk it some more.
All right. Yeah, Lorelai can't really do too much. She can do like a vanishing escape, but where are you gonna escape to? Okay.
Oh, bomb.
Well,
That's the top of the ship.
with that then, we are back to. I guess we're gonna circle all the way around to Argus's turn. So Argus, it will be your turn as once again that like sound of like air kind of flooding back in, that decompression noise as the wake worm just pops back into existence, the same place in the water where it was, generating all the water that it took with it, now splashing back down as this huge form like almost makes the ship kind of rock a little bit with the displacement of the water. It lets out this horrible raspy roar as its eyes are kind of like taking in all of the vision that it had just a minute ago that was replaced by this like pocket void, and now it's back and hungrier than ever. So it is your turn as well as Lorelai's. What would you like to do?
I will bonk it on the head.
Give it a bonk.
Bonk. 26 to hit
Yes, absolutely.
for 12 damage.
Okay.
That is a well, D&D Beyond load. 16 to hit.
That is its armor class. Absolutely.
Oh my god. That is 14 to hit. I mean 14. Oh, I'm sorry, 14 damage.
14 damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Accent surge. 2 more. It's luckily ball. 18 to hit.
Yep.
For 13 more damage. The last one. 19 to hit. For 10 damage.
Whittling this thing down. So just like hammer strike after hammer strike, you're snapping off like spines on this thing. You've cracked a tooth. Like you've blackened several of the eyes that line the side of its face. This creature's looking really battered as you see your strig friend just like slamming this thing's head back and forth with this hammer like some sort of ancient Greek hero. With that, we are to Soren's turn. Or I'm sorry, did you want any Lorelai to do anything?
Man, I would. You shared the. Yeah, let's see. What can
Yeah, I did
Lorelai
send it to you
do?
in Discord.
Okay, cool. What do they have? They got poison. They've got 2 poison woods. I don't really want them to get 8, so I think. Sure. No, they can just hang back.
Okay, she's happy enough to do that. Soren, it is your turn.
Isn't Betty before me?
You're right. I'm sorry. I ignored that arrow sometimes. Betty, it is your turn.
Betty's gonna rage.
Mhm.
Surprise. This creature is within 10 feet of me somehow, miraculously.
It is.
And so when Betty rages, not much really changes about her person. Like you can kind of see like the grip on her billhook tightens, and then around her is that like very shallow, stormy sea. Like I know we already have water and whatnot on the deck, but it probably looks like, I don't know, like the waves like pick up a little bit more around her, like small miniature white caps on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are going to use her sea storm aura ability. So we're gonna cast some lightning. That's not really actually, like it's not a spell, but we're gonna we're gonna give some lightning damage.
Mhm.
So it's to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 14.
Okay. So let's see. DC 14 Dex has a +2 to Dex.
No.
And that is a 16, so that is an 18 total.
Okay. So I rolled a 5, so it takes half damage.
Okay.
So,
Just round that up and say 3.
that's that.
Okay. Nice.
Attacked a hostile creature. Okay, I did that technically, so that's good. Yeah. I think the only other thing that I'd like to do, if that thing opens its mouth again, Betty's making some plans on relocating. So if it opens its mouth again, we're probably gonna try to make like a jump or something
Okay.
inside, because I don't think she's gonna do much damage to the outside of it. So
Okay. Good to know. Great. So then, yes, Soren, it is your turn now.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Seeing all of this happen, Soren is just like, I don't want to fight you guys. I don't. This is. And he knows he doesn't have a choice in this matter. So as like this storm is raging and rolling around everybody, you see Soren just like kind of put his staff up in the air and twirl it a little. And as he's like spinning it, the there's like lightning that starts to come around, and he casts call lightning onto specifically this, hold on, this point right here.
Okay.
I don't want to hit my friends.
I got you.
So yeah,
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and do that.
and we do double damage for lightning, right?
We
Correct.
do.
Okay.
Hold on. So right now we're looking at that's 22. I have to roll
Well,
these other.
What's the save?
The save is 15 wisdom.
15 wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird for call lightning, but
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Dex. My bad.
okay.
I was looking at the spell above it.
Regardless, only got a 13, so it will take the full damage doubled.
All right, so that would be 44 then.
44 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
This thing is not down, but looking incredibly, incredibly rough. So, okay. Yeah, this thing is looking singed, the water around it kind of boiling. You watch as several fish kind of like bubble up to the surface around it, just as kind of collateral, as there's like still some electricity kind of crackling in the water all around. Anything else for your turn?
No, just I'm sorry, fishies. He's not having a good time right now.
Okay. It is the Wakeworm's turns. I think polymorph just lasts, right? It's they don't get
Yep.
another save on it. Yeah.
No new
Okay.
saves.
No new saves. So I just have the one, and I think much to Betty's point, this thing is going to look between Betty and Argus, kind of like, the eyes blinking asynchronously all across its head as it kind of looks between the two of you. And it is going to whip its body in the water, causing, again, like this wave to kind of crash over. Its tail is going to whip out behind, almost around the after the ship, and try to just like hit Argus as hard as it can as its head goes diving for Betty. So let's go ahead and do some rolls for this. It has
sounds
a
exciting.
+8 to hit for both.
No.
So the tail attack first is a 16 + 8 to hit Argus, so that is a 24. For Betty, that is a nat 20 for
Shut
the bite
up.
attack. So sorry. So sorry.
So sorry. Okay.
Should have been a grave cleric.
Grief cleric.
Rude.
So Argus, you are going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage. Betty, you are going to take. Let's see.
Good thing this is halved, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you for the reminder.
It's 5. That's 22. So you'll take 11 piercing damage, and I need a DC 16 Strength save.
Got that advantage.
Okay.
Let's go. Got that
All right.
advantage. Let's go. You got this.
All right. Oh, I do have advantage. You're right.
You do.
Ah, that's
That
right.
barbarian
Okay,
strength.
that barbarian strength. All right, let's
go.
go.
You got this.
Do it. Do the thing. 22.
22 is successful. The wakeworm bites down at you, and you can feel its jaws, its tongue trying to like get under your feet to launch you back into its throat to try to eat you. But your strength is able to kind of like push the jaws back, and as this thing kind of reels back, it hisses at you one more time. The frills on the side of its head, very Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus, like kind of like rippling in anger at you. Apparently you were not as easy a bite as it thought. That is it for its turn. Next up we have Clarence.
Also, that wakeworm needs to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
It does, absolutely.
That's right.
Let's see. It weirdly enough has a +1 wisdom. That's a 16.
My god. Hold on. It was a 16?
16, yeah.
Darn it. It does save.
Okay.
Dun. Okay. I feel like you would see like this little beam of like sunlight come out of the clouds, and it just like misses the wakeworm. Clarence is gonna spend a bonus action to activate their form of dread again. Same thing happens. Shadows come out that look like feathers, and their eyes take on a ruby look to them. And Clarence is gonna go ahead and just make that Eldritch Blast attack. On them. Oh, I also have to gain temporary hit points again. Wait, can I have temporary hit points from more than one source, or no? Just one source?
I want to say it's only one source.
Just one source. Okay, that's
I
fine.
think so. I want to say they don't stack.
Yeah.
I feel like I have wanted them to stack, and somebody has told me no in the past. So
They don't stack. That's
Okay.
they used
yeah,
to
it was
like
Anniek.
Pathfinder.
I'm hearing it now. It was Anniek.
It's the metagaming pigeon.
The metagaming.
God damn it, metagaming pigeon!
Why again?
You don't belong here in Humblewood.
That'd be perfect for Humblewood, honestly.
Oh my god.
Well, it'd be weird if it was just a pigeon. Like if it's a pigeon person, that's one thing. If it's just a bird, that's unsettling. That ain't
exactly.
I
That's
mean,
where
yeah.
you come back to. Is it a pigeon or is it a gallus?
That might
Yeah.
be
Whatever
that might be
fuck it
a
is.
god. On the
right. Yes, yeah.
You never know.
What's that, God? We can't stack temporary hit points? Okay.
Thanks.
New member of the Amaranthine.
We're just a wizard that just always goes, actually?
Oh no. That was that's a 16 to hit.
16 exactly is what you need.
Haha. So, okay. It is only gonna take 3 force damage. But then I need it to make a wisdom saving throw DC 15.
I'm so sorry. I was muted. That's only a 10. I'm so sorry.
Haha! So, now that wakeworm becomes frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Okie doke. That is doable. Okay.
Perfect.
I feel like Mochi needs to make that save as well. It's so close and creepy.
So, it's fine. It's fine. There's something weird about a bunny with some feathers. So that's my turn. Thank you.
The
Hey.
glowing red eyes, perfectly fine. A bunny with feathers, too far.
Let's see. Who has the highest passive perception? I think it's
I was gonna say I'm gonna go on a
Mochi.
limb and say Mochi.
I was gonna say it's Mochi and Soren.
Mhm.
Soren, you're not super close to the water, neither is Mochi, but Mochi, you kind of have like a bit of a line of sight there. I want to say you can see that the wake worm is leaving like a trail of blood in the water, that like the water around it is reddened and blackened with this Icarus blood, and you're starting to see shark fins pop up and
Lovely.
like kind of like swarming around as things are being drawn to your combat here. Cool. Okay. Next.
Hey.
Probably fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, they got the big
Shark
they got
buddies.
big old meal here.
It's the problem that I'm seeing with that is that there are other wake worms here, as said by Derek the Sword already.
Look, we're
Don't
just
worry about
making some chum, okay?
Yeah,
They can come and
exactly.
eat their dead buddies while
Just
we
chum and
chill
churn.
off.
This is just
Hey
chum and
man,
churn.
like you got to get your stamina back. There, right there is a meal right there. Get your stamina back.
A lot of protein.
We're made of
Yes.
wood. They're made of meat. It's fine.
All right.
What's
Uh,
little
except if we have
cannibalism?
Mochi.
Oh god, that's how I start my turn. What's a little cannibalism? Or a lot.
Circle of life,
cannibalism.
circle of death. It's all good.
So for the people who hadn't noticed yet, first she's gonna go huh at Clarence,
Mhm.
and then she's gonna go like, look, shark friends. And she's gonna resist the urge to go pet them. Also know, would Mochi know water walking dropped?
Yes, I would have told you guys. Yeah.
Okay, because otherwise
Yeah,
she'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, I'm just gonna. No, I'd like to keep polymorph. That seems like a great idea. What do I have that's fun but not concentration? Honestly, spiritual weapon. When in doubt, cast spiritual weapon. I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon like on the wake worm because it's ginormous and I only need like one little 5-foot square. It looks like my mace, but a little bigger. And then it would like to hit the wake worm.
Okay. Go for it.
Let's hope my d20 is nice too. My liquid core ocean themed d20 roll a 20.
A 20. Fantastic. Go for it.
Wait, I had a thing. Oh god, why is my character sheet so big? Right, we said I wasn't gonna do poison. I think they're cold resist, but we're still gonna add the d8 cold. Maybe half it will come through. So how much do I do? I just had my d8s for healing. Here it is. I'm assuming you want them separated by damage type, so that is 14 points of bludgeoning
Okay.
and 10. No, that doesn't double. Does that double on a crit?
I think all damage should double on a crit.
Beautiful. 16 cold damage, which I'm assuming it gets halved, but we're trying.
Yes. So 14 plus 8, which is 22. Nick, this thing had 22 hit points left. How do you finish off this wake worm?
Is this the one that just tried to like bite my friends?
Yes. Yeah, this is the one that
Right.
just tried to eat Betty.
Yeah. So it's a mace. But I've been eating a lot of fish lately, so I'm pretty sure I know where there's like a soft part of the skull. So I'd like to find like the soft part of the skull and just literally bludgeon it with the mace. Just splatter.
Okay.
We're making chum.
And absolutely, as the skull of this thing kind of splits, all of its eyes rolling back into its head and its tongue lolling out, it splashes back down into the water, where now a frenzy of sharks are kind of going at it. Cool. Okay. We are not out of combat just yet, since you do still have technically a polymorphed one.
Yes.
But is there anything else for your turn, Mochi?
No, I think she starts to celebrate and then remembers she's being melodramatic about holding concentration and reverts to the melodramatic shit I was acting.
Okay. Yes, the melodrama of it all. Great, Argus, it is your turn.
Do we see like any like beyond the sharks? Is there any like other semblance of any other creature coming up to see what's happening up here?
We can do nature. Actually, no. Let's do perception or survival.
Perception or survival? I mean, they're the same for me, so we're gonna do perception.
Okay.
Because I don't know sea creatures. 23 perception.
Great. Looking down into the thoroughly chummed waters, it's kind of hard to tell with all of the writhing bits of this creature's like death throes, as sharks are also like biting into probably like the musculature, and like they're causing like basically they're causing post-death reactions as they're biting into all of the tendons and everything. But you can see a number of sized sharks, none that are too excessive in size as far as you can necessarily judge. However, you see the blood of this thing is kind of like creating this pool around the ship itself. Aside from the sharks, you don't spot any like major spines or fins or anything like that would be overly concerning to you. However, what I will say with a 23, as you're kind of like maybe even just scanning the gunnels of the ship, trying to determine if there's anything coming up from below, the tarpon is no longer at that side of the ship. It's no longer attacking your port. It is out of sight now, and you're not sure necessarily where it's gone.
We'll definitely call that out.
Is there a range on polymorph, or is it just like one and done as long as you concentrate? Okay.
One and done. That thing
that's
could go
good.
to another. The thing could go to another like plane of existence.
Beautiful.
And still be, for
A
whatever
fish,
an
okay.
hour is, tarpon. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to point out, no body, no crime, no drama. This is
That's the
perfectly
motto.
befitting what we do here.
Yeah. So Argus calls that out. He's like, the other one's gone. If we can get out here faster, I would recommend it.
Okay. Cool. Soren, anything you wanted to do?
You love skipping Betty.
I do. It's that arrow, man. I'm fucking telling you.
I mean,
'Cause-
to be
'cause
fair,
I got
but
Betty first, and then you're like, oh, I also got a 19. I wrote Soren above Betty, and I was like, you know what? That's probably what they're going to go with, and I'm wrong every time. Betty, what would you like to do?
to be fair, Betty's not gonna do anything. There's nothing to hit, and she's
Nope.
not gonna hit herself, so her rage is going to dissipate, unfortunately. Yeah, I think if anything, Betty, after Argus calls out about getting out of here, Betty's going to have the epiphany that we must have somebody on the ship, whether it's Soren or someone else. We must have someone who can create wind to get us out of here.
Oh, I can do
Dust.
that. I just wanted to make sure everybody was safe, and somebody needs to drive the ship.
At that conversation piece, Betty will like run over to the wheel. Like she can figure this out. She's probably never driven a ship this big, but it can't be much harder than her regular boat. It's fine.
Okay. All right. If we can, while this is happening, Soren would like to go ahead and cast Gust of Wind.
Fantastic. Okay. Gust of Wind says it pushes things 10 feet.
Think so. Actually, I don't. Now, Derek, walk with me here.
I'm happy to.
If I cast control water.
Yeah.
Can I use control water to move the ship?
Let's see. Control water gives you control over freestanding water in a that is a cube up to 100 feet on a side. You can flood, you can part, you can redirect, you can whirlpool. I'm going to say with flowing water, especially, yes, you would be able to start moving the ship without wind in its sails. Absolutely, you would be able
Okay.
to direct the ship that way.
Because I think we could go farther with a redirect flow.
Okay,
Um,
I would actually agree with you in that case. Yeah, absolutely.
because just trying to get us out of here. Um, so yeah, Soren kind of looks over like the end of the ship and just sees like all the sharks and everything just like having a good time. Um, and he kind of like pulls off like a little like a twig and throws it into the ground into the water. Um, and I would like to redirect in the flow of this way away from everybody and the sharks, if at all possible.
You're muted, Derek.
You are muted.
Yes, that is absolutely doable. That is absolutely something you can do. So as I think it's just going to be easier if I move this thing, you begin to maneuver the ship away from the chummy water and dead wakeworm. Um, great. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, that will be it for me.
Perfect. Okay.
Could I also possibly maybe roll a nature roll? I'm curious if wakeworms would also be attracted to the chummy water. Like if that's just a natural thing for them to be attracted to something like that.
Yeah. What's your nature skill? What's your bonus to that?
It's a +4.
Yeah, so that's just a passive 14. I think, Betty, that's probably a really big concern of yours, like being in the water, is that sharks are the first things, and then maybe just stories of wakeworms that have come to you. The wakeworms come afterwards because they're not looking to eat the small things, they're looking to eat the bigger things that eat the small things.
Mm,
So wakeworms are delayed when it comes to chummy water.
okay.
And yeah, this is a pretty big prize. This is almost like whale fall in a sense, but yeah, the sharks are definitely going at the bits as it's still floating there.
Okay.
Um, and I think much to your point, as we get to the wakeworm's turns, the wakeworm is going to pop up just about right here. It is going to come up your starboard four with a shark in its mouth. You can see that it has a like decent sized little shark bite taken out of it, and so I'm going to give it that damage. Essentially, it swam itself into the shark frenzy, got bit once with 1 hit point, and then bit that shark right back. And as it bites that shark right down the middle, splitting both ends of it onto the deck of your ship, it is going to take its attacks at Mochi and Clarence there.
Shark
Uh,
steaks tonight. Just in case anybody was curious. Shark steaks.
Shark steaks. Ooh, ah. So first of all, let me give it its reef shark damage, which is just 5 hit points. Otherwise, Mochi and Clarence. Mochi, it is going to take a bite at you and
Rude.
tail attack at Clarence.
Also rude.
Does it count as a melee attack?
It is a melee attack, yeah.
Okay.
So that's an 18 plus 8 to hit Mochi and a 16 plus 8 to hit Clarence. I believe both
Oh,
of those
definitely.
Yeah.
But it also hits my cloak of spines.
hit. It does.
So I get to reduce that damage, and then it also gets to take magical piercing damage.
Okay.
And also has to make a wisdom saving throw because no, actually no. Cancel that last part.
Okay. So the damage from the tail attack is going to be 3d8 plus 5. So, Clarence, you are going to take. Come on. There we go. 24 points of piercing damage. No, that's bludgeoning damage. How much do you reduce that by, and how much does the wake worm take in response?
Okay, so I reduced that by 5.
Okay.
So that brings it down to
19.
19. Let's write that down so I don't forget. Okay, and then it's going to take 7 magical piercing damage.
So, okay, so that's... Can't think properly. Okay. And then Mochi, as this thing goes to bite at you, let's see. I'll give you the damage, but I'm also going to need a DC 16 strength saving throw, please.
Can I use that bardic that Clarence gave me? Does that go on
I
saving
believe so,
throws?
yeah.
Great. With the bardic, a 19. And I would like to
Okay.
thank the bardic because that was not a 19 before that. I don't know.
So you succeed on not being grappled. You do take
Yay.
18 points of piercing damage, however.
I'm just glad I healed myself a little in between. Did you know I'm a cleric?
That is it for the renewed Wake Worm's turn. With that, we are to Clarence.
Oh my gosh, I like lost my Zoom window there for 5 seconds. I was
I
like
know.
clicking on so many things.
Too many windows.
Okay, so renewed wake worm. How hurt? How can hurt renewed wake worm? I think we're you know what? We're gonna go for the thing that might make it afraid of me again. Just maybe. I think that's a solid choice.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll go for an Eldritch Blast again. So, oh my god, okay. That's a 19 on the die for a total of 25?
Yeah, dang. Yeah.
Dang. Okay. So it's only gonna take 5 force damage.
Okay.
But it does need no, yes. It's only gonna take 5 force damage, but it does
Mhm.
need to make that wisdom saving throw again.
There's a 15.
It needed to hit a 15.
Okay.
So it's not frightened of me. And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna drop my concentration on Betty's warding trick. Because I'm pretty sure those temporary hit points have already been used. And I'm gonna hex it.
Okay.
Uh,
Like that was a question.
Yeah, no, I've never used hex before. I probably should have done that before I tried to hit it, but you know, it's fine. One ability, so I can choose an ability and it has disadvantage on that ability check when I hex it. So we're gonna choose.
Would you like a suggestion?
Yeah, can I phone
I've
a friend?
noticed a lot of dexterity saves. As
I
far
would
as
say
it goes
particularly wisdom.
wisdom. Okay.
If it's up to you, but I would suggest wisdom.
Yeah.
I've noticed dexterity when it comes to lightning. I've noticed some wisdom as well, especially with the polymorph and stuff. So yes, I think go with your heart.
I'll do a dex. We'll do dex.
Okay. So it has disadvantage on dex saves.
Yes, it does.
Fantastic. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, we're good.
Okay. All right. I love the confidence. Let's go ahead and take our break there since we are at the bottom of the order. When we come back, it'll be Mochi's turn. This thing has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Has taken a beating already, but is ready to keep on eating. Yeah, I don't doubt your all success. However, let's make sure none of you get swallowed. Stick around. We'll be back in about 10 to 15. Do the things. Enjoy our ad reel. Please support our wonderful affiliates. And take care of yourselves. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody. Typically, I don't say ahoy on this game, but it is topical today. As we go to continue the second half of our Wakeworm fight, let's go ahead and get rid of this upbeat pirate music and get back to the holy shit, we're in the middle of a fight music.
Boo.
Boo! I know, it's such a bummer. Let's see, there we go. Okay. So, we are back to top of the order with Mochi. You have taken out one Wakeworm that is currently being taken care of by a swarm of school of sharks. And the second Wakeworm has broken its polymorph and using what limited intelligence it has decided to come after all of you. How smart are these things? Not smart at all, but you know what?
love to hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody do. With that, Mochi, what would you like to do for your turn?
Look, for one thing, we don't complain about unsmart creatures or animals here because Mochi. Look, he broke my polymorph. I don't want to be here anymore. We're gonna upcast the guiding bolt, and we're gonna hope it works. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my auto crit. We are done with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 6d6 maximized. Crit,
Okay.
I mean. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll high. Medium. 18, 20, 21 is 42.
42 damage. All right. And the next attack gets advantage.
Advantage. Yeah,
All right.
there. Crits. And she'll just yell at people. Can we please just fix this? Pretty please? And then we're just gonna tool on down here. Wait, can we move here? Yes, we can move here. Try and not be in a cone breath anymore. That'd be real great. Just like hide behind. Can you hide behind the mast? Does the mast give cover? How does that work on ships?
I'm going to say that the mast would give, judging by the size of you, we could call that half cover.
Okay, I'm 3 feet.
Yeah.
3, 1. Perfect. Okay, we're just gonna duck behind us. Not in a cowardly way, but in a survivalist kind of way.
Yes, absolutely. Those who fight and run away live to fight another day. Absolutely.
Exactly. Half would be proud.
Next up, we have Argus.
Argus is gonna move up. I mean, how far is this even? It does. I've got a teleport move. So he'll move up his 30 feet, use bonus action to teleport right next to this thing, and then he will attack it with advantage because of things.
Yeah.
Huzzah! That's a 19 to hit.
Absolutely.
That's 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Come on. That's a 23 to hit,
Damn. Yeah.
and that's DD Beyond Police Load. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
That's all of my attacks. That's my attacks, my bonus action, and movement. As it's
Alright.
just clang, clang, and he waits for the impending doom that is this thing's attack.
Yeah, and again, just this thing's looking really battered up at this point. You've got like again teeth cracked, eyes that are blackened, if not just like punched out completely, spines that have been snapped off. There's blood in the water here. You're kind of like leaving this trail that's now connecting the two. Um, let's see. Next up is Betty. I didn't forget this time.
Nice work. Is Oh my God. It was there in my brain. I had it. Oh, is Soren still moving the water? Like, are we still moving forward? Okay. In that case, Betty is going to hold back and let Argus tank like the tank does, and continue sailing the ship. She's gonna try to kind of steer us away from the chum area to just move us away from any other wake worms that may or may not be coming in this direction.
Okay. What I'm going to say then is I'm going to move this wake worm back here. And this one I'm just going to take, the dead one I'm going to take off the map. As I'm going to move the tokens more than I'm going to move the map. But
Right.
yes, your trajectory is going to take you more towards starboard. And you're trying to like move away from the wake worm. So it has exited out of the range as the ship continues to move. I'm actually going to move it back just a little bit more, right back probably there-ish. So it might try to keep up on its turn, but you have moved out of range of it for your turn.
Okay.
Anything else for your turn?
No, I don't think so.
Soren, it is your turn then.
How badly does our wake worm look?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough. Okay. It's not. It's. I don't think it's gonna listen. Yeah. Would it be my action just to keep moving us forward?
You can certainly use your action for that. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll keep my action to keep us going.
Okay. All right. Then we are to the wake worm here. I'm gonna say with your action probably trailing a little bit more. You were going to watch as it dives into the water one more time, and propelling itself forward with its undulating body and those spinish fins on its back. It is going to reappear right around the mid deck. Between the two of them, they have tried to eat almost everybody except for Soren. So it is going to try to do a tail attack on Mochi, wrapping around behind and under the ship. And then it'll try a bite attack on Soren here. So,
Please swallow me.
please, yeah. All right.
Please
that
try.
is a dirty 20 on Mochi. And that is a 17 plus 8 for Soren. So a 25. For Mochi, you are going to take... 17 points of bludgeoning damage. And for Soren, you are going to take 15, and I will need a strength saving throw from you, please. DC 16.
Yeah. All right. Sure.
You got this. We believe in you.
Don't. That's an 8.
Oh no.
That's an 8. Wait,
Oh, you're muted.
I don't know why I do that. As this creature's jaws snap around you, you all watch as almost like a bear trap. The jaws just lock, and it picks its head up, leaving nothing behind. Soren in its jaws, and Soren, you will feel its tongue pushing you back down this like tunnel-like throat, and you find yourself now as we were kind of talking about on break. You are in total darkness. You are blinded. You are restrained. You have total cover against attacks and other effects outside the Wake Worm. And at the start of the Wake Worm's next turn, you will begin to take acid damage as you are being. The musculature of this thing's throat is propelling you downward. And as you are, whereas like human saliva is the kind of thing that otherwise lubricates and moves food down, you notice the Wake Worm has a more acidic type of saliva that is emanating out from the like these massive pores on the inside of its serpentine throat like body.
Fine.
Cool. Okay.
It's fine. As he gets engulfed, the only thing you hear out of this is like he is screaming, "Betty!"
I know.
You were right there.
Looks around at who it's going to eat next, with Clarence, it being your turn.
I also lost concentration on the water.
On the water. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
So the ship has otherwise come to a stop.
Oh yes, how is Mochi? Did Mochi get hit?
Down. Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, you unmuted yourself, but it looks
How's
like
this?
Mochi's. There we
Okay.
go. Yes.
Yeah.
Mochi's not fantastic, but definitely not down.
Okay.
I think Mochi's.
Let's just say it's a good thing I healed myself somewhere in those 10 rounds. Those were very helpful hit points.
So Clarence, from their point of view, looking around at everybody, everyone's like pretty hurt. Look, pretty hurt. I think maybe Argus would hear almost this growl start to emit from Clarence. And Clarence, in their mind, says to Cal, "You said no more of them would die."
He's not dead yet, Clarence.
And Clarence doesn't respond to that. But I am going, okay, hold on. Well, I guess, okay, what I was gonna do was gonna be really cool, but I don't think. I don't.
If it's cool, Clarence, just do it.
It's only cool if I can hit it. Oh God. Okay. That's the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong spell. I'm so sorry.
I know we talked about favors. If you're worried about hitting it, I can help you, just for a favor exchange in the future.
How, compared to the other wakeworm that we have killed, how hurt does this wakeworm look?
I mean, the other one's dead, so... but no, you have done a significant amount of damage to this wakeworm. On a scale of, let's say, like 1 to 136, it's about a 33.
Okay. And then other question, when we crit on something, that only counts for that attack. That doesn't count for anything that else, other dice that we would add to that attack.
Maybe. I think it depends. Like the base damage you would do is either you double the dice or you double the damage. If you get like a bonus from, like if you were doing sneak attack, I might say that you could double your sneak attack damage. But if you just have something that's like your spines, maybe I might not double the spine damage, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I was going to auto use. I was going to use my crit that I have. However, because I also have Hex on it right now, and that gives me an extra D6, but that wouldn't be counted as far as that crit dice.
I'm gonna say no for the Hex.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna crit and Eldritch Blast
Okay.
on it. So that is 13 as far as force damage.
Okay, is that already
Yes.
doubled?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add my hex dice.
Shadow, I'm so sorry to question your math. What was doubled to make 13 since 13 is
I
not...
doubled the die.
I got it. Okay, perfect. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
No,
Okay.
sorry. No, you're good.
No, that now feels like a dumb question. I appreciate you.
I don't know. Is that dumb?
Okay. Anything else for your turn? And then the 1d6, please.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's fine. It's gonna be a 2 for extra necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Rolled a 3. It fails the wisdom saving throw.
So now it's frightened of me until the end of its next turn.
Okay. All right, and there you are. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just gonna move Soren just inside the thing. Okay, great. Next up, then, top of the order, we have Mochi. Mochi, this thing is looking incredibly rough. It has chunks taken out of it. You notice that the sharks are actually starting to swarm around this thing, and Soren still seems to be inside of it.
I guess I just picture occasionally the wake worm opening its mouth and you just hear. I still have magic weapon up. Spiritual weapon up.
Yes, the spiritual
So we're
weapon,
just
yeah.
gonna try and smack it again.
Okay.
That is not great. Spiritual weapon use my attack modifier? Ability modifier. Oh, that's not as terrible. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Beautiful. And then we do... Yeet. Uh, 6 and 4 is 10. 10 force damage.
10 force damage. Okay.
I don't think I can actually... No, because we're dead in the water. No. I was like, do I have to use my bonus to move the weapon? But the boat stopped moving, so I don't think the worm moved that much.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like thrashing and splashing that's moving around, so like the boat is
Yeah.
kind of like, wild in the water, but it doesn't have that forward motion. And yeah, with Soren not propelling it forward, it's kind of just like stuck in this storm tumultuous wave sort of situation.
In that case, bonus action healing word on myself.
Okay.
I'm doing great, guys. Don't worry about a thing.
All right, Argus, it is your turn.
What are we doing here? Let's see. All right, we're just gonna run all the other way. We're just going back and forth here, and we're just gonna continue to beat this thing down. Just trying to make it swallow, to regurgitate our dear druid.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 26 to hit
Yeah.
for 15 damage.
This thing had 8 hit points left.
Hey.
Argus, how do you finish off the wake worm?
I think in the attempts to make this thing throw up Soren, he's like just trying to like golf swing upwards toward at this thing's like this middle section, just trying to like force it to just like heave and like out Soren via pressure. And so he just winds up as hard as he can and then just swings upwards to like send a thunderous force up.
Yeah, you get like this thunder crack that like comes from the connection where you realize like as this thing's head like snaps back, you've literally snapped its vertebrae. You have disconnected the head from the rest of the snake at like the skeletal level, and as it goes to flop into the water, its mouth now open, spilling blood and internal bile and everything else out, still somewhat buoyant in the water. Um, is there anything else you wanted to do before we get to Soren's turn getting out of there?
I mean, can I use my other attack to help them get out of there easier?
Yeah, you can use. Well, tell me what you're thinking, because it is an attack action.
Honestly, it's just like when you when you see something under the covers, you just like want to push it outwards. You just push
Sure,
it,
yeah.
shove it, you just shove the section to like smooth it out. You just like,
I will say that gives the help action to Soren then. Um, Betty, anything you wanted to do on your turn?
Well, I had a whole list of things actually, but they seem completely moot now that the creature is dead. So, no.
Okay, Soren, you
Hello.
can feel this pushing.
So it's like as he's getting pushed out, he just like is like rolling and tumbling towards the front. It just is there anything like so I know we they just demolished an entire ship before. Is there
Mhm.
anything good in here that I can grab a hold of? Like, is there anything nice? Any items in here I might be able to scrounge before I get
gotta get
expelled?
that loot. Gotta get that loot, baby.
Yeah, at the top of its throat, I'm gonna say, just for asking, sure. Let me figure out what that thing might be, because that is a cool question. So let me find something super special for you. Um, super special for my special little boy.
Thank you.
But otherwise, yes, you are no longer restrained inside. Like the muscles inside this thing all just kind of release, relax, and you were able to find yourself able to kind of just like skitter scatter out of there,
Ugh.
as it is quickly flooding as well.
Ew. Gross. Ugh. That thing doesn't taste good. Ew.
I think Clarence just starts prestidigitationing little.
We have to
clumps
stop
of-
eating our enemies, guys. We
Yeah.
gotta stop.
I was
Why do
I
we
was just
keep biting things?
I wasn't trying to. I was just letting you guys know that we don't want to keep that around. Ew. Ugh.
Are we out of combat technically?
You are. So Soren, you're able to climb back on the ship. They lower a ladder for you, so a couple of ropes to help you climb back
Oh,
up.
he's like sticking to the
Sticking
side
to the
and
side of it, great.
scurrying it up.
As you scurry back up, the rest of you are kind of looking down to the slaughtered wake worm, and notice that the sharks are starting to swarm, but at a certain point they stop. You see all the fins kind of dive back under, and you watch as a massive tentacle wraps around the wake worm, several other tentacles kind of like pulling it under, and just as the giant eye of a great kraken kind of surfaces and then goes under, you realize that wake worms perhaps are not the worst thing in the ocean. However, this kraken seems to have its meal for now. Just as that happens, your ship kind of lunges forward just a bit, as you notice a slight wind has caught it. You are not necessarily headed in the right direction, but any direction is better than here for what it seems, as the storm's eye seems to be moving, and you are once again caught in the kind of tempest all about. So as the rain continues to patter down, your ship lunges, and with the sails now refilled, you kind of sail around the eye. Captain Atlas taking the helm once again. Great job, all of you. Wonderful, wonderful job. Very happy not to be in anything's stomach or beneath the water or anything like that. I'm a terrible swimmer, weirdly enough. And the ship continues on its journey as it rounds about the eye, making your heading continually southward.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Okay, can Soren just do the water thing again for some more extra bonus speed to get away from here? And then if people stay kind of close to me for I don't know, roughly 10 minutes. I can just heal everybody to full in case there's another wigworm or whatever the fuck that tentacle thing was. Okay, I won't make you hold hands. Just stay nearby. Stay within 30 feet, basically, for 10 minutes.
Clarence, now looking completely normal, I think stands a little too close to you, but like a step behind you.
Oh, no, Clarence, wait. Side huddle.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't want to know, like, the awkward question thing, but what I'm about to do is really, really bad if you're undead. So if you're undead, you have to tell me before I cast this spell or you're gonna get hurt.
No, I'm not undead.
Are you sure? Because...
Good looking out, Mochi.
Are you really sure? Because you already took, like, a tail to the face, like I did, and I know it hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Great, perfect. And she'll cast Prayer of Healing. Oh, wait, does this get my ability modifier? It does get my ability modifier. 28 points of healing to absolutely everybody within 30 feet who needs it, or wants it, or would like it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Tough.
A lot happened in there.
You have to tell us everything, but like maybe over drinks and not over dinner.
He's like traumatized and just shaking a little bit.
Aw, PTSD buddies! My nightmares feature fire and squirrels.
Mine have water and slimy lizards.
Okay, so if you wake up in the middle of the night screaming, I'll help you, and if I wake up in the middle of the night screaming, you'll help me, and we'll be PTSD buddies.
He's gonna like run and hug you. Like, yes.
Perfect. Mochi hugs back with little raccoon hands. It's okay. The dreams do get a little less unless you, like, in my case, see more fire. But that, it works out in the end. You get enough sleep in total if you try hard enough.
I gotta ask you a question though.
And I
What?
will try to answer.
What's going on with Clarence? Is that
Um,
normal?
for a very strange definition of normal.
Well, I mean,
Look, so what
we
you
were
have...
under an endless winter, and my home is under an endless summer. So it's
Oh,
just anything
technically
can happen.
not quite related to that, but like what you have with nature and what
Mhm.
Betty had with storms and what I
Uh-huh.
have with Hath and with Argus has with his hammer.
Uh-huh.
Clarence has a buddy that does stuff like that for them. Like, you give away pieces of yourself for power. Yeah, so I think Clarence kind of picked a buddy who likes undead things. So yeah.
Have you met this buddy? Are they good?
Yes, no.
Okay. Wait.
But Clarence is working on changing that.
Oh, okay. Clarence can do a lot of things, so I believe in them.
And if it fails, then, we know, and then we deal with it.
Okay. Do I get to meet this buddy?
In a vault.
In a vault?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good place.
Clarence,
to meet a buddy.
come here. Tell the story. You're better at storytelling than I am. I'm praying.
Oh,
I think Betty's calling me, and Clarence is like goes and walks over to Betty.
Mochi doesn't know this should be a secret. We're party members.
Yeah, Soren doesn't understand the thing of secrets, so.
And I think Betty is probably the only one now who doesn't actually know what's going on. But I think, like, as Clarence walks up, she just kind of tosses her arm around his shoulders, and she's just like, "Doing all right?"
Yeah, no one died, so that's a net win.
Nets. That was a joke. Good one.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't like use your net and then like totally like climb on top of it and then like try to like wrangle it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna need a bigger net. Honestly, if this is the kind of stuff we're going up against, I'm gonna need a bigger net.
We can get you a bigger net. We can make you a bigger net. We know how much time we have left on this boat. We can definitely make you a bigger net.
It's actually a really good point.
I'm good at weaving stuff. My parents teach all of us. All 32 of us. We all know how to make our own clothes and make a rope and all that kind of stuff.
You have 31 siblings?
I mean, yeah. We all live under the same roof, you know, well, in the same burrow, you know, land under the same earth. Yeah. Some of them might technically be cousins, but you know, it's all the same. We're all family.
I think at that, Betty just kind of gazes out toward the horizon. It's a lot. I feel like there was a lot that just happened right there. I don't know. Struggling to take it all in.
These are the people I've attached myself to.
Yep, here we are.
Here we are. Whoopsies.
You continue your journey into the storm. Eventually, pretty, as far as you can tell, you sail after this encounter with wake worms pretty safely through the storms. It's definitely, it rocks you back and forth. There's definitely some lightning strikes that get a little too close. Your stomachs are perhaps a little unsettled, but the time goes by perhaps faster than you even expected. By the time that it is passed and you are out of the storms in the southern Song Sea. Ooh, that felt good to say. That was a good alliteration. You find yourselves crowning around the southern edge. I'm actually going to move you to another map here. As you have officially passed by what are the south of Esden and the Tailspires? No, that's something else. The essentially the Yucatan Peninsula of the continent of Esden, and you find yourself actually like rounding about the horn of the Tangle Wilds, in the sea is called the Haunted Pearl Coast, I believe. And yeah, you're actually not too far now. You could technically go to land from now. It'd be quite a journey across the continent to reach your destination city. However, as Stormcrag is what I'm trying to think of. There it is. As you are cresting around Stormcrag, that is when Captain Atlas Fairweather calls you all into his captain's quarters once again. So, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for saving my ship and my crew and, well, all the other important things, of course. I know that this journey is singularly all of yours, and this is, while I am being paid and everything, it's also my job to provide the best means of conveyance from point A to point B. So it is my captainly duty to inform you that there is a bit of a shortcut that we could take. I say this not to every party, but as a party that has just shown their worth against 2 wakeworms. It's not the safest shortcut, is the thing. It's a bit of a back alley, you might say, through southern Stormcrag and the northern Tangle Wilds. See, there's a river system, and he'll pull out the map that you all can see on the screen as well. A river system just here, just south of where the border of Stormcrag is. It's wide enough for our ship to convey slowly and get us into the Gulf of the Spell Sea here, in which case Halara would be a much shorter voyage as opposed to cresting all the way around. However, this pathway is often used by some of the more notorious bandits of the Stormcrag Mountains, as well as several terrible beasts. Some of the locals as well are less than friendly to any ships who sail through. It's really it's a questionable place that only the bravest of smugglers have used in the past, only for the most dire of needs. However, I know that our journey is one of expedience, and so I wanted to provide it to you as an option. We can always go all the way around to Lara. It would just take an additional week and a half or so, but just wanted to make you aware.
Derek,
So
what
there's-
do I know about the mountains? Because I'm a mountains bandit. Do I know anything about the Stormcrag Mountains? Are there bandits or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure.
Because you are right, you are a mountainous bandit.
History check. That is a natural 20 or 21.
Fantastic. So the bandits of the Stormcrag Mountains are kind of, they're almost like pirates themselves. Being on, I mean, this very narrow bit of land that's mostly mountainous and otherwise is coastline, there's like, if you're going to be committing crimes, you've got two options really, and a lot of times those two tend to meet. A lot of the peoples down here are more separated. They're not as like organized as the Bandit Mountains in Humblewood. There's a lot of individual clans, individual groups, and they're often very territorial with one another. That is to say, they're also hardened as well, because it's said that the things that hunt through the Stormcrag Mountains are especially predatory. You know, there's not a lot of food in the mountains, and so the creatures that do live there have adapted to be apex predators almost across the board. A lot of the bandits that do work there are a lot of the goat people, who, let's see, what is their, because they're newer, the Caprins. So there's a lot of Caprin people who live out here. There's definitely a lot of hedge, some Gerbine, a few servants, a lot of bird folk as well. You know, you'll get a lot of the Gallus and the Raptor that live up there. The coastline again is there's a lot of like coastal cities that will operate mostly as like fishing, trading, that sort of thing. They tend to reduce in number once you hit the Tangle Wilds, because that's a lot more of the wilderness part, more jungly, and so the cities don't necessarily encroach too far into the jungle. But that area of the Stormcrag that you would be sailing through, there's probably one city that's just right here on the other side of this little peninsula. But you would be sailing up through probably some of the more wild lands where the mountains tend to break, and the waterways kind of cut through them into this internal part of the spell sea.
Right. And just for role playing sake, was this one of the places that we sent that me and Killer Queen sent missives to be like, hey, change the regime here? Thoughts?
You did. This is also one of the places where you believe one of your previous clans defected to.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
you had.
Okay. That's
Let's
interesting.
see,
That's
I believe it
interesting.
was I think it was the Undernox, and I think the Zephyriches stayed. The Crumble Keep stayed, if I remember right. The Dawnfall left. I believe it was the Dawnfall that the Gallus Dawnfall were said to head south.
Gotcha. Okay. So, okay. All right. That. Interesting. Okay. And we didn't leave on the best. They didn't leave on the best of terms, I'm guessing. Or
No,
was it-
we had established last season that they were like some of the biggest rivals to you.
Yes.
And especially when you took power, they saw that as an out, like, I'm not following this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I think you also beat the shit out of like the son of the leader So yeah, it was
that happens.
some bad blood there.
Hey, okay. Let's go there. Let's go that direction. I'm sure that won't bite us in the ass. It's fine. Um, I mean, and remind me, how long was it gonna take Balthazar to get to? Because he had a head start on us, but
He did.
did we have a time frame of how much of it? It was like a week or two. He was ahead of us.
I think 2 weeks was the head start that he had.
Okay, so this would cut down that by a week at least.
Yeah, almost week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sick of this guy having the time advantage. I do want to go through this. I mean, this little river system. So Argus will be like, there is bad blood on this route, but it is bad blood of my making. It will give us the advantage to go this way, but we will be encountering one of the families of the mountain that left due to them not being excited about my leadership. I don't know how that will manifest, but they will not be happy that I'm in their territory. I don't want to make trouble for any of you. But if we want to catch up and beat Balthazar at his own game, then this is the route we must take.
Well, I mean, maybe they won't even notice. maybe they won't even notice us moving through. How long would the trip through on the Riverway be?
Well, looking at the map, let's see, that's just about just a few days, 3 days perhaps, depending on how quickly we can navigate the winds and winds and everything else.
Have you gone this way
we
before?
don't get pulled up by anything.
Have you gone this way before?
Yes, twice. Yes.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah.
Okay.
How come? Because he had to run out the way the second time.
So have you made it through successfully?
I have.
Oh,
You
wait, hold on. I
have.
I have
Okay.
advantage on that.
With this ship?
Beautiful.
Yes.
Look
once.
look at the duality. I rolled a nat 1. I have advantage on those checks. I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 40 seconds.
Hey.
Yes, the true duality of man. Okay. So for just a second, it's like, I trust this guy implicitly. And you're like, no, I don't.
Like,
Just kidding.
yeah, I believe you. Wait
a
second.
second.
Wait a second.
You almost had me.
No, everything about him is very selective language. Everything that he is saying is like, there's a little bit of like shaking to his little, like his parrot face. Like his eyes are kind of darting back and forth. You see he's almost like, he's put like a winged kind of hand over the riverway. Like, we don't have to worry about this. Yeah, he's definitely a little unsettled by it.
Mr. Captain, sir. Mr. Atlas.
Captain Fairweather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Fairweather. What aren't you telling us?
Oh, I've told you all of it. It is.
No, you didn't.
Plenty of threats. Plenty of threats. And the time that I made it through the first time was before I was a captain, and I was lucky not to go down with a large portion of the crew.
So you made it through, but the ship didn't.
The ship itself did.
Where's the ship now?
Oh, that ship long ago sank. Not my fault. Didn't sink there, though. But we did lose 3/4 of our crew. And all of the goods we had on board. It was... what is the word? Failure. It was failure. And I survived by hiding So, yes.
How long ago was that?
Oh, time so weird. It's definitely. I've been a captain for. I mean, just so long. That's a
Yeah, I'll add another inside
distant
roll to
memory.
that.
Do you have to?
So long ago.
Five. Wasn't that long ago, was it, buddy?
What was your insight?
25.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's like, it was 5 years, 3 months, 2 days, and 14 hours. I will never forget when that occurred.
Hmm.
Okay.
When you know the exact time, day, you're like, whoa.
Yes, I can still hear the screams of my comrades as they're being torn to pieces.
I personally think this is a good idea to do it, just because anything faster, and we already took down 2 wake worms, so what's a couple bandits?
Exactly. I don't know why the music stopped.
And if anything, then we'll just give them the captain. They probably want him back.
That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
You said you lost a couple of people from your crew. They probably miss you.
Damn.
I'm sure they don't do much of anything anymore, and I'm not a super big fan of threats of mutiny.
Oh, that's a mutiny. We're not your crew.
Okay. Ripper here is not a big fan of that kind of talk. No, then we're gonna go on individual myself.
Self-preservation is the name of the game.
Let's all make it through together. All right. Yeah, hands in. All together on 3. None of you are doing it. Okay.
No.
I mean, I'll do it. Actually, yeah.
Hold on, I have a thing for this.
Oh.
So yeah, let's. Soren's gonna look at everybody. It's like, yeah, we're all gonna make it through this together, right? And he's gonna put his hand in.
I guess, are you sure this is what you want?
You were asking, Shadow.
Oh, Argus. Sorry.
I promise that if there is any trouble that is caused by me happens to us, I will handle it.
We were all there. We all kind of chipped in. Well, except Betty and Soren. But Mochi and I chipped in and helped. So.
You did.
So. Okay. And then Clarence will put the hand in.
Put their hand in.
Come on, we all gotta do it.
Argus will walk up and do it.
Yeah, Betty will put her paw in. She won't even say anything. She'll just be like, meh.
Beautiful.
I'm here.
I mean, I'm either overruled, which means we're doing it anyway, or I'm going along with everybody else.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure Argus is down with some deep democracy, and if you want to say no, that we can ask you what you need to say yeah. Mochi's also putting in her. Almost like super dangerous route, untrustworthy captain.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's
Beautiful.
go.
Um,
Also, we should probably invite the captain to the PTSD cuddle pile. He doesn't sound great.
I think he needs it. And Soren's also gonna say, Lorelai, I know you're here too. Come on.
Like down from the rafters, she just kind of like drops like a fucking xenomorph, an alien. Yes, I'm always here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pause in.
She like takes like a knife out of her wrist, another knife out of like just.
You don't want to stab anybody. Don't want to stab anybody, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Those are poisonous, aren't they?
Mhm.
Incredibly so. She puts a hand on top. Okay,
Poison.
all of this together.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna cast Ranzang's Oath Bond.
What the hell was that? What the hell
Oh,
is that?
oh crap. You and up to 5 willing creatures hold hands and form a sacred oath. When you cast a spell, you determine the wording of the oath, but all participants must agree to it, which they all just did. Um,
Verbal contract.
for the spell to be effective. The oath, that's the boring part. The more important part, you can use the help action to assist another creature bound by the oath as a bonus action once every 24 hours while doing something related to fulfilling this oath, as in we're all going to get out of this together. Creatures can receive Renzang's blessing, adding a 1d8 to an attack roll, skill check, or saving throw. Now, the part that I love about this is breaking the oath. If a creature willingly or unwillingly breaks this oath, it takes 4d8 psychic damage, and everybody knows that it broke the oath.
I have an issue with unwillingly. So basically, if you go down and you're doing death saves and you unwillingly broke the oath of getting out together, your oath makes them
That doesn't.
fail
That's
two
not.
death
That's
saves.
not a youth. That doesn't count.
Two death saves, Soren.
That doesn't count.
Two death
That
saves.
doesn't count.
Eric, does it count?
That doesn't.
I think as arbiter of this oath, I'm going to say that no, that does not count. However, I think it might be helpful in the sense like, hey, if anybody ever tries to like use suggestion or any type of mind control stuff, you could a lot of times you can be broken out of that by damage, and anything that would go against your oath for that actually, while it is going to damage you, would also break whatever that control is. So I do see the benefit to it. In
Yeah,
that sense.
it's also
4d8. How many hit points do you think Mochi has?
A little bit
I would
more
hope
as you
more
all are
than
going to
that.
level up.
Hopefully we'll lower the 48.
Oh,
Can you rewind us back to the beginning of this when you said how many people?
it's
Or how-
5. It's only
Okay,
5.
so in that case, you need to pick the 5 because you've got
I do.
more than 5 here.
Yeah.
So-
Here's the thing about crafty little Mochi. I still trust them. Regardless, they're gonna do the best to make sure everybody's good. My main concern is Lorelai and the captain.
Fair enough.
I'll see.
We'll be fine.
You got Ripper standing back there like, yes, Ripper earned trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot you were here.
Yeah, it happens.
In my mind, Ripper is still the super buff pony from My Little Pony, just in the
Oh
back
my
of every
God.
scene going, yeah!
I don't know which pony that is. I'm
Oh, we'll show you. Don't worry.
Is that Applejack? I know Applejack.
No.
Is a thing.
No,
Okay.
I already, I posted a gif of it, and well, I'll show you a gif after this.
Yeah,
It's
I'm never going to look
amazing.
up super buff pony from My Little Pony. That's
Just put on Sacer.
That's not a
I
trap.
would burn the house
Put
down
on-
afterwards. I
Buff
think.
Pony. My Little Pony. Right now. My Little Pony. No, he comes out normal. It comes out
Okay.
normal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Good.
All right, so
That's your algorithm.
there's
Okay.
an example
I run a
of
monster fucking podcast. Like my algorithm's
Oh,
just
nope, I
cooked.
scrolled down a little bit. Oh, nope, there it is. Oh,
Do
oh,
not
there it is.
go. No. So a tiny sidestep in the game, drama llamas. They make little llama puns out of existing brands and stuff. And the term they picked for TikTok is too close to the term used for pony porn.
Great. Cool.
And I don't know if they were aware of the term for pony porn when they did that and it's intentional, or if maybe someone should have Googled with a wild card.
Neat. Well, that's our show for this week.
On that note,
Look, we gotta earn an educational tag.
Yeah.
Do we?
Do we?
Every time.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Humblewood Yonderbound right here on Sword and Key. I am Derek Sword. I've been your GM for this game. I will do all my stuff here in a minute, but I do want to especially thank these wonderful people right up at the top and say I really appreciate them spending time every week more often than not, every week to raise money for Fauna and Flora International, a fantastic cause. If you ever have a couple extra bucks sitting around, we've got a number of great philanthropies that we suggest that you donate to. However, if you were a big fan of this game, you can impact this game at any time by donating to the link you can find in chat as well as on socials. Even in the middle of the week, just gets paid forward to whatever the next game is. So give that a bit of consideration if you've got some bucks sitting around. Let's go ahead and go around, have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. And again, I highly recommend you do. Please cast these people. Please buy their stuff. Please support, like, these are all fantastic creators who you can find in many different places. Support them in those other places too. Spend your money wisely. Small businesses are always great because you know that the people that you're spending money on are actually, like, decent, good people and are doing so to, like, just survive in this fucking capitalism state. So, with that said, Shadow, where can we find more of your lovely self?
Yes. You can find me everywhere relevant at Shadow of Sylvia and or the link in chat. For a little while, I am only on Sword and Key because I'll be here for Humblewood and then come back at 3:30 Pacific time today for Stop Flamin' Pranks with LD, and it's gonna be a good time. I am the one character that has the main character energy, and it's gonna be great. Don't worry about it. But yeah, if you want to see a high contrast from our lovely Clarence to a more gothic version of myself, go ahead, check that out in just a little bit. And otherwise on Tuesdays, I'm here with Derek and Lady Dame again. There's a theme here. So we play Gate Night for Baldur's Gate. Nothing bad is happening in that game at all. Nope, not even a little bit. And yeah, otherwise I'm an admin over on Roll-D5. While you will not find my face there for like the next month or so, I'm still hanging out there, so you can come join us if you want to play indie TTRPGs. That's what we do. Next month is Sagas month, so if you want to see Sagas and see what that system's all about, we're playing 3 different Sagas games. One of them is a poetry game, and it's gonna be really interesting to watch, so come check us out. And I think that's everything. Okay, bye.
Well, not just yet, but yeah. No, thank you, Shadow. I appreciate it. Next up, Liz.
Hi, friends. I'm Liz. You can find me here on Sundays. This is the only place where my face is currently being shown. There was more in my brain, and it's gone now. In the last month, I've written and shared 3 new games. So if you haven't already, go to my website and check those out. The link that's in chat links you to all of my project stuff, but all of my games are available on itch.io right now. We have one that is going to be getting an update this coming Friday. So if you haven't already, I'm calling it like an advent collection. Every 2 weeks, a new one-page game is going to be added to the collection. And right now it's $1, but on Friday it's going to go up to $2, and there will be 2 games inside. So if you purchase it between now and Friday, you will get every single game that's ever added to the collection for one whole doll hair. So I highly recommend doing that if you're interested in solo TTRPGs. That's it. That's all I got today.
Amazing. Yes, definitely check those out. Liz has some great, like, supernatural horror games, especially if you were looking for something towards the end of this Halloween month. Especially if you're looking for some solo stuff. There's, if you're looking for something to do on Halloween that really scares you, there's some great solo journaling TTRPGs that Liz makes that are just.
That actually does remind me, and I'm so sorry. I am doing another release for Halloween that's called Summoning at the Slumber Party. So if you are interested in like character creation or character journaling exercises to kind of give you, I have a couple where it's literally just like you take a character from this and you stick them into this new scenario and you draw cards to give yourself an idea of what's happening in this scenario. This one is literally you're at a slumber party and you decide to summon a demon. And so the cards tell you what you use and where you are and how it goes down, and then you get to write a short story about that scenario. So anyway, it's coming out on Halloween, so that will be I think Thursday. So if you don't follow me on Itch, it's all going to be there. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Next up, we have Queon.
Hello, you beautiful people. I am Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets. I am a TRPG mercenary for hire, performer, writer, and producer, and I am so happy to be a part of any space and any table that you may have me. What do I have coming up? This Friday, you will see me over on BIPOC Vamp Days channel. We may or may not be getting rid of Hitler. Who knows? It'll be great. I'm very happy for it. Looking forward to that. And you can also catch me over on Somebody's Heroes channel on the 10th of November for the Fall of Talovia, where I will be playing a half Dragonborn, half Elven woman who has a deep, deep disdain for Tiamat, and I am very excited to get rid of her and her 5 heads. um, but other than that, coming out on Halloween, I have my launch of Tales and Story, my clothing brand, which I am very excited for. And it's just some great clothing that all of you people can like enjoy and feel proud of because, you know, it's supporting somebody who supports you guys. So yeah, thank you.
Amazing. I cannot wait to see what all it looks like. I'm very excited for it. Next up, we have Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I am here on Zaraki on Sundays, both for Humblewood and for whatever comes after Humblewood, which is going to happen at some point if we ever make it like anywhere in Humblewood. Because honestly, we're having too much fun to move fast in this game. If we're going to be perfectly honest. Also, some people keep buying complications. Not naming names. But after Humblewood, there will be Mothership and Tales from the Loop and. Oh god, even I've been backing so much stuff. I'm gonna be here forever and ever. Maybe at some point I should start running games 2 days a week just to make it through more of the games I'm planning. November 8th, I believe, we will hopefully finally be playing a rescheduled Our Woodland Gods hack that was supposed to be for the October charity month, but life got in the way. So rescheduled. Still raising money for Nami. I have absolutely no idea what time that is happening because we went to winter time and you didn't, but you will be by then. So just watch socials for time zones because I am so confused right now. And that's it for now. There are many plans that don't have dates yet, which is awful. So just keep an eye on the Sorting Key socials because at some point there will also be casting calls because I need people to play games with.
Absolutely. Much to that point, we will have some casting calls out here relatively soon because we do have some fantastic games lined up, as well as some that were offered to us relatively recently. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But definitely check out our Discord, which you can join through the link in chat or also through beacons.ai/sortingkey. Last but absolutely not least, we have Christian.
Hey everybody, hi, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internets. I'm a TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space. You can find all my games on my link tree. All those games I've been a part of. You can check out the tutorials I've done for games, including one that's going to be coming up soon for Masks, New Generation. That's the newest one I've announced. We won't be here next week, correct?
Next week, that's the 3rd, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we will be taking next week off.
Yes. Okay, I just want to make sure. This has been a blast. I can't wait to. Hey, do we level up?
Yes, absolutely.
Sick. Haha. Fantastic. I got nothing. I got no big games. All my games people are a bit bad, so I got nothing this weekend. So.
Okay. we can change that if you want to change that. But in the meantime, please go support Christian on all the socials. Check out the stuff he's done in the past. Give it a watch. You know, if it's on Twitch VOD or if it's on YouTube. Fantastic performer. Highly recommend if you're looking for somebody to fill a seat.
Oh my god.
Great. Well, again, thank you to my wonderful players. Thank you to you in the audience for joining us. Um, I don't know why this whole time I've had like the unsettling music on in the background, and
Dun dun
yeah, this
dun.
is a cold wind.
Sign
Um,
off. Scary.
so we're saying
So
goodbye. So
scary.
scary. Let's see. Let's just put on some good old Humblewood theme because we've
Oh,
licensed
I
it.
I really thought it was going to be the gnome dance. I was so excited.
No, that's for you. Okay, that's especially
Aw.
you know you
That's
know how
that's just
expensive the
for
gnome
us.
dance is. Um, Thank you all for joining us. My name is Derek Sword. I use he and pronouns. Sword is my real last name because it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I am the sword half of Sword and Key. If you want to find my stuff, that's fine. It's weird, but it's fine. It's dsword16. Most of what I do, I'm getting like those Twitter things where it's like, hey, check this shit out because I don't post enough on my own thing. Most of what I post is on Sword and Key, so I highly recommend checking out Sword and Key on all the socials. Is sword _ key. That's Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. You can find everything at beacons.ai/sword and key. You can join our Discord, which we have some cool stuff going on over there. And also our applications go to our Discord first and to our socials second. You can also see all of our philanthropic endeavors. You can see our affiliate ships and get some discount codes. If you are looking to get a discount, or at least help us out a little bit, you can go to our link for the creators, Hit Point Press, the creators of Humblewood, and many other awesome TTRPGs and TTRPG accessories. If you use our specific link, it gives us a little bit of kickback as well, and whatever you buy, so it's very much appreciated. And I believe it offers 10% off if you give them your email when you first open the web browser. They have some great stuff. Otherwise, we are also affiliates with Eldritch Foundry. We are looking for a new dice company to pair with. And we are affiliates with Wishbone Cosmetics. Other than that, you can also see links to on the beacons links to our podcast Monster Crush, which is a podcast that I record with LD, where we talk about different cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth, and how smoochable they are. We are just about to release episode 90. A pretty big episode right before Halloween, so we decided to do one about Dracula. Not just vampires, but Draculas. So there's a very specific type of vampire, and we went for like an hour and a half on this one, which is definitely longer than our typical episode, but it's a good one, I promise. We go way into how gay Dracula is, and how gay Bram Stoker was, and just all the neck sucking you could ever possibly want. Other things, well, let's go ahead and pull up calendar because we are at the tail end of our charity month for NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness. As it was mentioned earlier, later today is going to be the official end. However, we had a couple of games get pushed back, so this will be our actual end. Later today at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, we have Stop Flaming Preps, which again Shadow will be in. It is a one-shot honey heist hack that is based off of the notorious, infamous Harry Potter fanfic My Immortal, which is like vampire Harry Potter colored with the early 2000s Hot Topic kind of logo. That's going to be fantastic. Highly recommend that. It's got a great cast. Later this week, is also as Shadow mentioned, at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays is Gate Night, where Shadow LD and I play Baldur's Gate 3. And then the rest of the week gets a little quiet because we're not doing anything for Halloween. We are going to do a movie night on November 1st, and that is specifically on our Discord. We typically do those every other week. That'll be we were doing weekly ones throughout October. This one is kind of the start of our bi-weekly schedule again, where we are going to be watching Stardust, the 2006 movie based off of the Neil Gaiman novel. And then on Saturday, Horizon's Call should be back at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm sorry, 2007 movie. On the 3rd, as mentioned previously, Humblewood will be taking a break because I will be over on Valdrian's channel. I don't often do stuff not on this channel, but Valdrian is friend of the channel, friend of mine, and was offering an Extra Life campaign spot. So decided to raise some money for another great cause for a friend. That'll be 8 a.m. Pacific time over on Valdrian's channel, where I will be running a 5e one-shot. After that, on the 4th, Journey to Book's End returns. That was our Cypher game run by Mare, and that plays every Monday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Gate Nights every Tuesday. Zenith will be back on the 7th of November. That's 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's our other 5e campaign, which is like big city magic and like, you know, rogues and wizards and everybody that's trying to gain like diplomatic power and also magical power and reputations, everything. But also there's monsters in the streets and knives behind everybody's backs, and it's wild. It's a great game. Also, as Anniek mentioned, Woodland Gods, our Woodland Gods, the hack of our Woodland Gods that she's running will be on Friday, November 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. But again, that will be with time changes and all that. So with daylight savings time already in Europe, with it coming up here on the 3rd, bear that in mind. Horizons Call will play every Saturday until the logical conclusion of our 4th season. Humblewood will be back on the 10th. And we'll also play until either we hit winter break stuff or the logical conclusion of our 2nd season. And then the last thing that got delayed was Night of Fright Part 2, which is a Scooby-Doo 5e game. That got delayed until November 17th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Otherwise, Monster Crush typically releases every other week. We did delay this one to come out the week of October, so we might do a back-to-back sort of deal here, coming up with another one on the 3rd. We'll keep you posted. And yeah, movie nights will be every other week on the Discord. That's all a lot, but we're as much as I said we were probably going to slow down for November, it's only going to be a little bit. We're not doing something like literally every day like we were before. We'll still have applications out for stuff, including shout out to Black Cat Games for Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which they sent us an advanced copy of. So we will be running that soon as well. All that said, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. I believe we are going to raid. Let's see. Let's go ahead and raid Perception Studio. They are actually one of the friends of the channel, Trevor over there, who is an affiliate with Geeky Jerseys. You want to check those out? They're pretty great. Talking too much. That's it for Humblewood this week. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for donating. We will see you in 2 weeks. And until then, remember the Humblewood motto: no body, no crime, no drug.